I make almost as much on my from selling merch that you weren't even fucking here for that. Never you fuck off with that.
Nope, I was not.
I was talking about my Gay Unicorn Gary merch and how I make like $100 a year from my merch.
I mean, that's still good.
It's higher than zero. It was not a complaint. It was in response to somebody being like, "You're a sellout." I'm like, why am I a sellout?
I've made $100. That makes me a sellout.
Because of my merch that I make $100 a year? That's like almost $10 a month.
If you're a sellout, you did it for pretty awful reasons.
I assume it's because I do ads sometimes, but then I'm like, my ads actually let me be a bit more unhinged because I'm not worried about the video being monetized if I'm getting paid from someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to tweets.
I'm so happy we're here.
Starting with Bridget Gabriel. President Trump is 10 steps ahead of the Iranians. Iranians? The war is going exactly how we want it. The United States is winning big.
But he's already had to do retractions like 5 times on what the win condition is for this shit. Also,
Bridget, at war with Oceania.
Bridget saying it's a war is really interesting. That's an interesting word you used. Our own president's been trying to avoid that word.
When he remembers to.
It's not a war, it's a military operation, but the war is going great.
Yeah. Yep, indeed. Frank Turek says, what do you believe about the rapture?
I believe that Tim LaHaye saw it as a dystopian post-apocalyptic idea, and I thought that was cool as a kid. And as an adult, I don't give a shit about it.
I believe that if all the truly believing Christians disappeared in an instant, the world would immediately be a better place.
For the 7 years they predict the world would last afterwards.
That depends whether you're pre-trib or post-trib.
If fair.
You're pre-trib, it's 1,000 years.
Right. But again, I'm going by like the Tim LaHaye version, which is post-trib, which is 7 years.
Okay. That's interesting, because I'm under the impression that pre-trib is more popular. So it's interesting that the most popular rapture media is post-trib.
I think it is.
But I mean, it does make sense from a story perspective. There's not much story if like all the protagonists are gone in the opening act.
Right. I think the big thing is that Left Behind got popular, and it got popular enough that people who weren't like into the Christian media complex know about it. Whereas like,
Sarah,
yes?
Sarah, have you seen the Leap trilogy?
I have not, no.
It's a trilogy of Christian movies. They're available on YouTube for free. You can go watch them any fucking time you want. They are so fucking bad. So bad. It's like Seventh-day Adventist Left Behind with parkour, except not with parkour. They say that it's with parkour, but the parkour that they do is all stuff that I can do, and I don't do parkour.
Jesus Christ.
It's so fucking bad. I made my partner watch the trilogy recently. It's so bad that in the third one, they just ditch all the stuff from 1 and 2, and then they play the second one as a movie within the movie, and are like, here's a movie that I saw that explains all this stuff.
I am reminded of the fucking... I'm viscerally reminded of the scene from the movie Birdemic, where the dude goes, "It's something that I found from this movie, An Inconvenient Truth."
Yes, it's that, except it's the same guy making both movies. What's even better is like you can find this guy has a YouTube channel where he does all the behind the scenes stuff. They were firing live rounds in this movie. There were gunshots where like people got shot with guns and they were firing live rounds. And at one point they're like in a park somewhere and they're debating whether or not to use live rounds because not using them was an option.
Why would you not just use blanks?
Or put it in post. I don't know, but they were using live rounds and they're in a public park kind of area, like when I say park, it's not like Central Park sort of thing. It's like in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
They're off in the woods, And when they're talking about live rounds, they're like, okay, well, we're going to be like super safe about it. So like everybody's going to be behind this line and everything. Is like, should we put signs up letting people know that we're filming here? Nah, it's okay. Ours were the only.
But they're using live rounds. Why?
Yeah. They said they actually in the fucking behind the scenes thing, they were like, no, ours are the only cars in the parking lot. So we'll just, it's fine. We're the only ones here. And then right before they did the live rounds, people that were not part of the fucking movie show up and were like, hey, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, oh, we're shooting with live rounds. You should be behind this line here. And they put that in their fucking behind the scenes thing as like, hey, this is a neat thing that happened.
I'm gonna be right back. 2 seconds.
Like, oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Was that the major movie from the Daily Wire? No, that was a different thing where they all fell out the window. I did see that clip. I forget what movie that is. But no, this was just like some guy. Like the first one is literally like him with the cell phone camera. In the second one, he got all excited and was like, I used a Canon DSLR for this one. And then in the third one, he was like, he somehow got his hands on like actual like red cameras and shit. But yeah, no, it was if only there was a production several years ago where using live rounds is a horrible choice. Wait, this was done in 2025. This came out last year, guys. It's new. They knew about that shit.
So when you say knew about that shit, I am assuming we're talking about any number of situations where
we're talking about where the Baldwin shot someone with live rounds on a movie set. So this was the last one came out in 2025, so like that had already happened while they were filming, and they were like, yeah, no, live rounds are fine without putting up signs that we're using live rounds on this public park grounds. It's a trip. Anyway, watch the Leap trilogy. And while we're talking about bad Christian movies, do you know Gramps? Donald James Parker?
No.
Okay, so he does these terrible, terrible Christian movies. They're not fun to watch. They're boring. They're drawn out. They're long and drawn out, but like, it's like a car wreck. You can't look away once you start watching it, and it's insane. Like he's got a whole movie where like, so in a previous movie, his character had sex out of wedlock once. And then in this next movie, he meets a good Christian girl that he wants to marry. And then the whole plot of the movie is, of act 3 of the movie is, oh my god, what if from that one time I had out of wedlock sex, I got AIDS? What? That's the entire plot.
But out of wedlock sex doesn't automatically produce AIDS, you dumbass.
Yeah, but and then he gets the results from the doctor, and the results are positive. He has AIDS.
So he's been having a lot of sex. But then
it's a fake out. It's a fake out because no, the doctor actually got the results mixed up, and they don't mention that would be a massive malpractice suit or whatever. But that's the kind of movie he makes. He also does anti-evolution stuff, and in that vein, he went on Forrest Valkai's channel, and he did an interview with Forrest Valkai about evolution, where Forrest was being very kind to him and just like trying to explain stuff to him. And he just came off as an old man who doesn't know anything because that's what he is. So he made a movie about that time when he went on Forrest Valkai's channel. And it is so bad. Sirs, it is so bad. It's so okay.
Why is this a thing?
I'm sorry. There have been a lot of clips in this one. I have to do this one. It's going to take a sec.
Okay.
I did a short with this because like there was a line in the movie that I couldn't not do something with this. Where the fuck is it? I know I posted it. There it is. No. What is that? How big is too big?
How big is too big?
I'm sure that's going to be a funny video, but that's not what I'm here for.
It was like I got zapped by a bolt of electricity and a feeling of liquid love being poured all over my body.
A feeling of liquid love? Wait, hold on. What? Okay.
It was like I got zapped by a bolt of electricity and a feeling of liquid love being poured all over my body at the same time.
Okay. Liquid love being poured all over my body.
Liquid love, huh?
And then the fucking Donald James Parker discovered AI music. So the ending song is an AI song that just repeats over and over again. Sweet Jesus, cover me in your love, fill me with your love. It's so, like, I'm just sitting there like, you guys know, right? You have
to know. There's no way they don't.
No, well, I mean, that's what I said in the short.
Christians, come here for a sec. Come here. You guys know, right? You have to know. There's no way you can't know what that sounds like. Just stop. Don't do it.
Stop it.
It's no.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's Gramps. And that was from the movie where he, like, the whole premise of the movie is essentially, if only Forrest Valkai had met my hot daughter, she would have convinced him that Jesus is real, and he would have become a Christian because of Jesus pouring his liquid love all over his body. It's so bad. I emailed Forrest. I'm like, Forrest, you know Gramps made a movie about you, right?
Sylvie says, I don't know. Oh, Sylvie was saying saliva also can transfer HIV. No, it can't, actually. HIV actually gets broken down by enzymes in the saliva. That is one of the liquids of our bodies that does not transmit it.
You heard it from Cirrus. Everybody give unprotected blowjobs. You're safe from HIV.
Wait, hold on. That's not what that means.
Yes, it is.
Because
that's what you said.
Because the liquids down there can spread
the saliva in your mouth cancels it out, Cirrus. It's fine.
Oh my god. Yeah, the situation that causes you to get HIV if you're kissing is that if both people have open sores in the mouth when they are kissing. So if you have
a canker sore of some kind.
If you have anxiety and you like bite the inside of your mouth, don't kiss people with HIV, I guess.
Did Forrest know? I don't know, but I emailed Forrest to be like, hey, Gramps made a movie about you. It's so funny. It's so bad. And it's not subtle either. Like, you know, Forrest goes by Renegade Science Teacher, right? So the main character of this movie, his online handle is Renegade Scientist.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, okay, you're supposed to be a little bit more subtle than that. Come on.
Man,
anyway.
You know what's funny? Okay, so you know the video that we all like collectively did on King Critical, right? So one of his...
Oh, yes.
Yes, you do. You were one of the people on it.
I don't remember who King Critical is, okay? So
you're right. He is very forgettable. Okay. So one of his fans who said, like, he's one of my favorite YouTubers, so I'm so happy you guys did a response to this. And I'm just like, if the dude who has every video on his channel be like, trans is invalid because, how is that your favorite YouTuber? How is that your like autistic focus? But anyway, they said, like, if somebody can make a video explaining how sex and gender mean anything, then that would be really helpful. So I just linked Sex and Sensibilities. And they said, okay, I watched the video and I disagree. I'm just like, okay. It's like the person responded with, I don't know how Forrest came to his conclusion. And I went, I don't know. It was probably his research and expertise.
He explained to you how he came to his conclusions in that video. That's what that whole video is.
That was the purpose of it.
Did you link the 2-hour one or the 30-minute one?
I linked the new one. The one that I think is about, I don't think it's 2 hours. Isn't like an hour and a half?
Something like that. I don't know. I know it was more than 1 hour, and the other one is about half an hour.
Yeah, there was a person who also responded to that saying that like he was gish galloping in the video. I'm like, no, you don't know what gish galloping is.
You need to have an opponent who is there, and you're both on a time limit for a
gish gallop to work.
Like
simply having a lot of points.
He's just stating all of the facts. You can pause it and be like, no, that's not true, because like that's my whole job is when somebody gish gallops, I can pause it and be like, well, that's not true because blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's not a gish gallop if it's in a standalone video.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.